Good evening. Today is the 13th of October, about 8:35 p.m. here in New York, and we are going to be starting our October batch of UFT. The version that we will be covering is the latest version from HP. It's 12.51, so there are many new features in this version, and that's exactly what we will be covering as a part of this course. Now, for those of you folks who have attended a course with me in the past, you know how we conduct these trainings. We will be meeting here for 8 times, twice every week. Each session is going to be 2 hour long. So this is going to be Tuesday. Is it Tuesday today? Yeah, so it's going to be a Tuesday and Thursday events, and this is going to run for 4 weeks. I promise to keep you on your toes for the next 4 weeks, meaning there is a lot of stuff that I will be covering, and I can almost guarantee you that after you finish this course, you can call yourself almost having about 3 to 4 to 5 years of experience if you follow every little thing that I want you to do. There are going to be assignments as a part of this course. Usually we give out about 8 assignments because there are 8 lectures or 8 sessions. But in this course, there are going to be 20 assignments. There are going to be a lot of assignments. So as I said, I promise you to keep you on your toes. Though this is going to be a sort of like a fast-paced course, meaning there is lot of expectations from your side. So if you can give, let's say, about 2 to 3 to 4 hours a week, right? Apart from my classes will be 4 hours a week. So you got to give like another 4 hours a week. So we are talking about roughly on an average of like an hour a day for a working day. Let's say if you could do that. Then jump in because you know, we're gonna have a lot of fun. At the same time, we will be learning some good stuff. Now, why QTP or why UFT and why not some other tool? Now, if you do a little bit research by going to DICE or Monster, you will come across that a lot of jobs in UFT or in QTP. UFT is the newer version of QTP, and QTP has been around for quite some time. Now, of course, QTP has sort of like was kicked in the butt by Selenium, because Selenium is a free tool. It's an open source tool, so a lot of companies were running towards Selenium. But there is pros and cons of you know, Selenium as well as QTP. The good thing about QTP is this is a one tool wherein everything is going to come complete, meaning that you don't really have to go to Google to download this, to download that. You don't really have to do that because the tool itself, once you install the tool, you have everything as a part of the tool. So the good thing about it is, you know, you will basically be learning everything as a part of the tool. And as you can see, there are jobs out there. There are many jobs out there for somebody who knows, you know, QTP. So this is a good course to be in. Now, if you could combine with, let's say, SOAP UI or Selenium or any other automated testing tool, that is going to be a big added value to your resume, because if you are floating your resume out and if you claim that you have experience in QTP or for the lack of the better word, UFT, and if you say that I have experience in Selenium WebDriver and I have experience in SOAP UI, well, you are the person that they are waiting for, because not you know, most of people can claim that they have experience in those skills. So the good thing about learning it from us is right now, as you might be noticing, that we basically are offering it as a part of a promotion that we are running, wherein you could, you know, get these 3 courses for $7.99. So you pay $7.99, and then you get your SOAP UI, your Selenium, and your UFT together. And these are the courses that you should be looking for if you are sort of like a new to automated testing. Now, once you get a little grip over these automation testing, then the other good courses that you should be focusing on this is another good one, Selenium with C#.NET. And another course that really would make things for you is Ruby Cucumber, and finally the mobile testing. This is still keeping you on the functional side. Now, if I take you on the performance side, then JMeter is another good course. Load Runner is another good course. I mean, we can be your one-stop shop for building your career. So you can get started with us and just grow with us, meaning that take these courses as we progress in time. So if you are willing to invest seriously, then this probably is the package that you should be looking for. But today's session is not about selling you anything. Today's session is free for all, so that you could see what we are getting into when it comes to UFT. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about UFT right now. So UFT is basically a tool from HP, right? HP bought this tool from the other company, I think Mercury Interactive, and they have invested a lot of funding into this tool to make this tool, push this tool out there. And a lot of companies are still using QTP UFT, and again, as I had discussed, that there are many requirements for UFT, and it really doesn't matter what part of the country you are in. If you are in the Northeast, like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Boston, tremendous opportunities for you. If you are on the West Coast, San Francisco, I mean, that's the hub. I mean, that's where everything happens. Midwest, Chicago to Dallas to, if you come on the east side, North Carolina, wherever you are, there big time opportunities in UFT. So you just have to learn it. Okay, so I'm not going to waste more time. I will quickly take you into UFT, and today right away we're going to be doing some automated testing. Okay, so you have to be downloading this tool, and for those of you who are the paid members, I will guide you as how to download, where to download, and how to install it, and all that good stuff. Today, what I will do is I will not go through the installation and all that, because we have already a couple of videos that you could watch, which will guide you as far as the installation is concerned, as how to install it and all that. So I'm not going to be focusing on that. Today, I will take you straight into the tool and talk about automated testing. And believe it or not, today you will be writing your script. Now, you would say, how is it possible that somebody who is brand new to this, who got no experience with any scripting, nothing, how can I learn automation? And you are teaching that like on day one. I would post that question back to you after the end of this session in about an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes. And you tell me at that time, was this something out of this world? Was this something like crazy? Or was this something you could sort of like manage, or you can understand? So if you can understand day one's class, and in day one, if we are going to be scripting, or if you're going to be writing the code, then you could imagine like the amount of stuff that you would be learning in the next 7 days. It is, take my word, it is going to be a tremendous opportunity for you to learn this tool. And so let's get started. Okay, again, where to download, how to install. I will give you the video of that. I will give you the links of that as where to download. This will be provided to all the paid members. So after this session, you still have an opportunity to get on board. And if you have not registered for this course, you can quickly go and then register yourself from our website, and basically you're going to go under courses and go to UFT, and then you could be buying from here. Once you purchase, we will share with you the previous videos. So we host our videos from screencast, so you will be getting previous sets of videos that I'll quickly show it to you. And we will also share the course material in the form of the PDF files and whatnot. And I will also show you as how you could be downloading and installing and stuff like that. Now, we will be covering two versions. We'll be covering QTP 10, the old one, and the new one. I will be doing everything in this course on the new one, the newest version, which is 12.51. That's what I would be using in this course. But I will be sharing with you the videos of QTP 10 as well. So if I scroll down, let me see. Yeah, hang on for a second. Let me just take this view. So if you look at these QTP, so we'll share with you some old videos, and we'll give you the new videos as well. So the newer videos, you could get. There are two trainers in here. My name is Irfan, IRFAN, and I will be your trainer for this particular course. We have, if I get busy, Pallavi fills in. She is an excellent trainer. For those of you who know IIT in India, she's a product of IIT, and you could imagine like how brainy those people are. I mean, you know, they got big brains, and so she's an excellent trainer. So there are some courses I teach, there are some courses she teaches. So we'll give you so that you could see the perspective of two different trainers. So we'll share with you the videos of two different trainers as well. So every batch basically has about 8 classes. So there are going to be 8 videos, and each video is approximately about 2 hours long, as you can see, 2 hours 9 minutes, 159 and 149 and 159. So you'll be getting the videos of both the trainers, and of course you will be getting the videos of the current batch once you register with us. Okay, now this course, I want to make it as a very interactive course, meaning that I want you to talk to me. So the way you can talk to me is if you want to type your messages in the chat window, please do that. If you need to talk to me by voice, do that as well. There's a question here from Aarti. She says, do we get the recorded video of this session? Of course, you're going to get the recorded video of this session. In fact, all the sessions that we do, any time we have a session, it gets recorded, and you will be given the recording of that session. All right, and any other course or any other project or anything that you are a part of, you will be getting the recorded videos of that. All right, so what is the agenda today? What am I going to be doing in the next hour and a half or so? The idea here is to quickly show you as how you can be productive with UFT as the tool to do automated testing. Why do you want to do automated testing? Well, every company you work for, you would know that manual testing. If you are a manual tester, you can understand that manual testing is mandatory. I mean, there is no question of not doing manual testing and doing everything with automation. That is almost not happening, impossible that you would just do automation testing. So you have to do manual testing. So we are not taking away anything from the manual testers. They will be doing manual testing. But now imagine if you have like 57 test cases to complete in about 2 weeks. And you have to do rigorous testing of that, right, in and out of it, right? So it becomes tedious. It becomes almost based on if you go through the numbers, if a manual tester takes about let's say on an average like an hour to test one test case, and if you have like let's say 60 test cases, we are talking about 60 hours. And now continuously you cannot be doing testing all the time. So bottom line is manual testers will test it, will look for the stability of the application, and then will hand it over to the automated testers, and then they will basically go and design a framework. And based on that framework, the framework can be one of the three types of framework. It can be a data-driven framework, it can be a keyword framework, it can be a hybrid framework. Now, as a part of this testing, we will be doing all three frameworks. I'm going to get started with the data-driven framework first. That we will be covering probably on day 4. We will be done with the data-driven testing, and then we will be jumping on to keyword and then hybrid. Now, this course typically is going to run this way. Now, for those of you who basically have taken a course with me in the past, you might have figured it out that even though I try to call it like an interactive, but majority of the time I am talking. The reason for that is I want to make sure that I cover as much as we can. So this is basically what my goal here is, right? This is, let's say, this is time as we are progressing. So this is week, this is session 1. So session 2, session 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 8 sessions. And this is your, if I go here, this is basically your knowledge, let's say. So let's see how we are going to deal with it. I want you, this is 100% of UFT, and this is, let's say, 0%. So today, I want you here. By the end of 2nd class, I want you here. By the end of the 8th class, I want you something like that. So this graph is going to grow in this fashion, meaning that if I start to put, this is 10% of QTP or UFT, this is 20%, this is 30%, this is 40%, this is 80%, this is 90%. So at the end of the 8th week, my goal is that you should technically, reach at least 90, somewhere between 90 and 100%, right? At the end of that's my goal. Now, will everyone will be able to get there? I will say that I hope that every person that is in this group should be able to get to that 80-90% of it by the end of 8 weeks. Chances are some will not. Who are the people who will not get maximum knowledge in this course? Those are the people who will not complete their assignments. So if you're not completing your assignments, you can come, you can watch the, you can be as a part of this session, you can, come watch me doing these classes and all that. But I can challenge, and I can tell you right now, your knowledge is never going to grow in this fashion. It's never going to grow like that. It's never going to go like that. Probably you will come to a point, probably even after 8 weeks, you are like that. So what is this? This is probably like 40% of knowledge. So I mean, when some people can get to 80-90%, if you are getting up to like 40% or 50%, what's wrong with it? Something that is wrong with it is you are not participating. So your participation is extremely important, and the way you can participate is by sleeping half an hour less or maybe an hour less every day. So if you can give me an hour every day for the rest of the month or next 30 days, I'm very happy with that situation, and I can guarantee you that you will succeed and you will learn all of these things. Okay, so since I said by the end of today's session you should get at least 10% of QTP or UFT, so in the next hour or hour and a half, I gotta train you, I gotta teach you up to this certain level, right? So for that, let me get started. So again, any questions, anytime. You don't have to just listen to me, talk to me, write, you are not interrupting me. If I'm in the middle of something, I will finish my thought and then I will get back to you. But do talk to me. Don't just sit there thinking that, what am I going to ask? Anything that is bothering you, no problem. Ask, ask, ask. This is an interaction that will go on between you and me for the rest of 7-8 sessions that we have. So I want you to interact. I want you to talk. I want you to ask questions, right? As many questions as you want. So as of now, we will come up with a test case and then we will try to automate it. So let's say we are working for a company and it is an e-commerce company, let's say. So if I take you, doesn't matter what browser, whether it is Google Chrome or Firefox or whatever. So let me take you to one of the applications. So here is the application. Now, you would say e-commerce application. You would say, how come you're taking me to this application? Why not to Amazon.com? Why not to eBay.com? And those are like a better e-commerce application. Now, of course, I am not disagreeing with you that they are better compared to what we have in here, but try and understand. What is the possibility that you would be able to find a bug or a defect on an Amazon website? Is there any chance that you would, I mean, if you get extremely lucky, probably you would be able to find, and I would say that it's almost like, searching for a needle in a haystack. I mean, you will be spending your day and night, but then you still won't be able to find out any bugs because you don't know what is going on, because a lot of testers have already tested it before it came out into the production. So what I am doing is I'm taking away all the clutter that Amazon or eBay will put in the form of like, so many products and all that. Now I'm trying to scale it down or bring it down to a level that you can focus totally on not only testing the application, but also trying to find out any bugs or defects of this application. So to begin with, any e-commerce application, what do you do? I mean, if you want to buy a book, if you go to barnesandnoble.com, again, an e-commerce website, right? So you are going searching for a book and then you want to buy a book. If you want to go to amazon.com and then you want to buy, let's say, I don't know, maybe what? I mean, anything, you name it, right? Like a tennis ball you want to buy. You would say, why in the world would I go to Amazon to buy a tennis ball? Well, you are buying something. I don't know what it is. So you will be going and searching for that item, correct? Once you search for that, if you find it, if you like the price and all that, then you will go add it to the shopping cart and then basically would go and do what? Do the checkout and then pay for that and then purchase it. So the same concept is going to be applied to this website as well. This is a smaller, leaner website, not a huge amount of inventory in here. Some electronics is what I show up here. There are some phones, some cameras, some TVs and whatnot, right? So let's search for it. So let's say I'm searching for iPhone. So I go in here, I search for iPhone and hit OK. And so we got these iPhones. There is iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. Let's say I want to buy an iPhone 6 Plus. For whatever reason, it is offered as a $50 discount in here. I click on that. And as you see, I have added that to my what? To my shopping cart. Now, I want to buy this, let's say for my spouse, for my husband, or for my wife. Not my husband. Well, that is also a possibility in this country. But I am not speaking that I am buying it for my husband. I'm talking about if you are a anyway, let's not go there. So let's buy one more. Let's buy one which is a 6 Plus, and then let's buy the regular one. So I'm gonna go and look for another one. So here is another one which is the regular one. So I'm gonna add that too. So if you see in the shopping cart, I have the 6 Plus and I have 6, and I get some discount, and the total is that, and then I'm gonna go and do what? Proceed to checkout. When I click on proceed to checkout, I got this information that I got to fill. And once I fill this information, which is the customer information, and then I fill out the payment information, Visa card and whatnot, and I enter what's called my shipping information. And when I click on submit order, it would go and then submit, and it will give me the confirmation number or the order number, right? So that's basically the test case. Now, how can I automate it? Manual testing, you know how to do it. How can I automate it? Well, you have different tools for that. If you have taken a course with me with Selenium, you know how to do it. So now let's do it with UFT. UFT again is the latest version of QTP. So if I go and do a little research on UFT download, right? It'll take me to a link here. I could go and not that, I could go the HP site. I could go and then download it, right, from the HP site. If you go to the HP site and if you want to download it, now you got to be entering all the details in here, your name and whatnot, and then you could go ahead and then you could download the tool. Now, UFT, as you can see, stands for Unified Functional Testing. So even though this is functional testing, the functional testing, the word unified basically is all about testing, functional testing of not just the front end, which is your GUI, but also about your back end. Now, if somebody had taken a course with me or is taking a course with me for SOAP UI, SOAP UI is a web service testing tool. So UFT does both. UFT does something that Selenium does, which is the GUI testing, as well as what SOAP UI does, which is the web service testing. So this is a sort of like a complete tool which does the front-end testing, the back-end testing, and everything, right? And the good thing about is you don't have to worry about downloading any jar files. You don't have to worry about putting things together, because everything comes as a part of this tool. So you just download the tool and then you use them. So again, I will be sharing the videos of where to download, how to install, and all that good stuff I'll be sharing with you, once you sign up with us. And for those of you folks who have already signed up with us, notice that we have already shared some videos with you. You should be watching those videos. You should definitely be watching those videos. That'll make your life a little easy, because in the next 8 weeks, I have an agenda. I have a goal. The goal is I want to make you an expert to the point of how much you can take. I'm gonna start giving to the point that you should say that enough. I have enough of UFT, right? And I hope you would not say enough, because we have a goal. The goal is this. I want you to reach here. And what is this? This is 100%, somewhere between 90 and 100%. That's my goal. I want you to get there. So every week you will be getting at least 10 to 20% of knowledge of QTP. Now, how much can you take? It is up to you. My job, I am being paid by you to give you this knowledge, and whether you like it or not, I will give you this knowledge, and I will present it in such a manner that you will get it. You will get it. That is my guarantee to you, that you will get it. Now, at the end of this session, if you come back to me and if you say that, you know what, Irfan, you did not do a good job, I was not able to, I was not convinced because I don't know what you were doing. If you say that, then it's not that you are failing. I fail because I have not presented in a way that you could understand. So if I cannot do it, then I should not be here. Right? So with my 23 years of experience teaching at different places, universities, business colleges, and all these places, I can say that with authority that I will be able to transfer my knowledge. So here we are today, day one. This is where we are. So I promise that in the next 8 sessions, you are going to be somewhere here with 80 to 90%. Okay, with that, let us get started. You know the test case that we are going to test, right? That e-commerce, right? We have to automate that. How are we going to do it? Well, we will start. I'm going to make believe. I will make an assumption that you have already downloaded, and when you download and install, it will come and sit in here. The installation process, again, there's a video. This is the 15th time I think I repeated. Okay, so when you start, I have an evaluation copy of it, which is going to expire in 30 days, and I installed it almost like 12 days back. So that's what it is saying. It's saying that, okay, you have already consumed like 13 days. You have only 17 days left. Somewhere down the road, I will talk about what we can do about this situation. I will talk to you about that, right? For now, every time you open it, it's gonna advise you that you have so many days left, which is fine. So you just continue with it. After you continue, QTP or UFT, I should pinch myself every time I say the word QTP, because QTP is the older version. So since I've been teaching it for many years, by default, without even thinking too much, the word QTP comes out. But I should refrain from using QTP, and I should call it UFT. So UFT basically is a software that can test any type of applications, meaning that the applications, whether the applications are client-server applications, and down the road, I will show you what is a client-server application, how can you test it, I'll show it to you. So QTP is such a powerful tool, unlike Selenium. Selenium cannot test client server applications. Selenium is free, but it can do so much. I mean, it can test web applications. It cannot test client server applications. QTP can test client server applications, not only client server applications, but these applications which are built using, let's say, .NET technologies, like they were built using C#.NET language, VB.NET language, whatever .NET language, it will be able to test it. Something using Java, it will be able to test it. It can test SAP applications, right? SAP is a huge ERP, enterprise resource package software that is being used by major Fortune 500 companies. So if they add a module, the module is for HR, let's say, or for shipping, or for warehouse, for anything, and if they want to, because SAP has programmers that they will customize that product to fit into a business. So after they do that, they need testers to test it. So if they want you to test it, QTP is the tool, or I pinched myself, UFT is the tool to test it. So there are so many things in it, but majority of the time, UFT is being used to test what? Again, the web applications. Even though it can do mobile applications, it can do client server applications, but majority of the time it is being used to test the web application. So notice that I have this web check, right? And this is called the add-in manager. So the add-in manager is, if you need to test, let's say, SAP, then you can come in here and then click on this, and then the software will be configured to test SAP. So for now, we're just gonna keep it for web and hit OK. So it is going to take a couple of seconds, and then it is going to open the UFT software. Once it opens the UFT software, the thing that we got to be doing is know a little bit about how this software, we will be working with this software. So the very first time you open it, it's going to show you the start page. The start page is, let's say, if you have any need to find out what are the new features of it, they will show some link in here for what's new in UFT and stuff like that. And if you want to watch some of the videos, there are some videos. There's a forum to support you for the GUI testing. There's a forum. So a lot of people, not just the TrainingRite people, but a lot of people all over the globe, all over the planet, they might be learning UFT, and so if they have any questions, they can post those questions to HP. So HP has a huge forum for that. So you can go and take a look at that, or don't worry about that, because you will get bogged down. You will get so confused because there's so much of things are happening in here. I am going to be your mentor. I will hold your hand. I will be with you for the next 4 weeks. I will train you. I will train you really good. That is my promise. So be with me. Listen to what I'm telling you. I promise you that you will get UFT. With that said, I'm just going to X out of this start page, right? And this is what I'm going to do. If you take a look at this tool, there are a few things that you should be focusing on. There are menu items here on the top. As we progress in the course, I will be taking you into each of these menu items and showing you, this is what it does. This is what it does, right? So, but this is a menu item, something important. Next is your toolbar. toolbar is like a shortcut. So with the menu items, you have to click on file, you have to click on new, whereas here you just click on new, and so it will save you some clicks, right? Same thing you could do from here as well as here, but the what's call your toolbox or toolbar rather will save you some clicks. Now another thing that you should be looking here is your solution explorer, right? So what is a solution explorer? What does it do for you? So we'll be talking about that. In the bottom here, you have some output, active screen, data, errors, right? So as we again go into this course, I will at the right time, I will introduce you to all of these things. Right now, I just want you to be aware of the fact that these things are existing here, and then I will bring your attention to these things when the time is right. Now, there is a question here. I took okay. There's a question which I will read it out loud. I have a student, Fatima, who had taken a course with me in Selenium. So the question she asked is, I took Selenium class with you. What do you think? I should stick with Selenium or I should go for UFT? Okay, that's a very good question. There is a short answer to it, and then there's a long answer to it. The short answer is, whatever you feel comfortable with, go with that. That's the short answer, right? So if you feel comfortable, so unless and until you will taste the flavor of what is UFT, you would not know what it is. So you got to take it to know what it is, and then you could decide where you should be focusing your time. Your time should be focused more on Selenium or on UFT. That's the short answer. The long answer, which again, I don't want to go too long into it, but I'll just give you this fact that, look, today the market is very, very competitive, very competitive. If you're looking for a job, you are not the only person who is looking for the job. So if there is an opening like you, there are going to be at least a half a dozen people who would be applying for the job. Now, the interviewers, they want to make sure that they get the best person for that job. So you are not the only person. So there are 6 other people, 7 other people, 10 other people who are going to be going there. So the more knowledge you have, the better it is for that company. So if you just say that, oh, you know what, I just know Selenium, hire me, your resume kind of like does not look that better compared to somebody else who is claiming that they have SOAP UI knowledge, they have QTP knowledge, they have Selenium knowledge, and they have invested. It's not like, 3 years of time you have to invest to learn QTP or to Selenium or SOAP UI. A month is more than enough to learn these things, right? And then you should be able to participate, you should be able to do the projects and complete the projects, and then that is more than enough for you to go and say that, look, this is what I have done. I have knowledge in QTP, I have knowledge in Selenium, I have knowledge in SOAP UI, and let them ask you questions. The questions will be somewhere around what the projects that we will be working on, right? So they will be asking you questions on how did you design this framework? Can you shed some light in the last project when you were working on? Can you share with us, how did you design your framework? Talk to us a little bit about it. So you have a good 5 to 7 minutes to kill at that time. You should be able to talk about that. Now, if you have done QTP or if you have done UFT, so you should be able to talk about that. So the question is, for you to be competitive, for you to be, getting that interview call, the more you have on your resume, the better your resume looks. But do not put things on your resume that you cannot defend. Meaning that, nobody is stopping you from claiming that I was in a rocket and I went to Mars. I mean, not that anybody have gone to Mars, but you can put anything on, you want. I mean, but you should be able to defend those things. Mars is not an example, but space is an example, right? So many, cosmonauts and astronauts, they have gone into space. So you could also say that I was the one. But bottom line is, when they ask you questions, you should be able to defend it. You should be able to answer those questions. And the knowledge that you're going to get always will help you, because you never know when you are in a Selenium project, they find that, everything is working good, but then they want to test, let's say, client server applications. And then they say that, is there somebody on the team who knows UFT, because Selenium cannot do it? And you are that person. even though you are working on the Selenium project. So it will open doors for you. It is always going to help you. And it's not like, from time point of view, it's not like you are wasting 6 months to learn this skill. It is 4 weeks, right? And from money point of view, it's not like $4,000 you're spending. It's not even $400, right? So I think I'm not pushing you to buy anything from me. It's not like a sales pitch that I am, doing right now. But, if I look into the return on my investment of $400 and 4 weeks, and if I could add tremendous value to my resume, I would go ahead and learn it rather than not learning it. But the decision is yours. So you asked me a question, so I was trying to explain with that long answer. Okay, let's come back and talk about UFT here. So in UFT, the goal, the objective right now is to do what? To do the automation testing for that test case of that e-commerce. So where shall I start? Now, there are two ways of doing it. One is any tool that you start with, you're welcome. Any tool that you start with, you always want to know how to do the recording of it, right? Now, how do you do the recording, and how do you test something? In real life, recording will not take you far in life, because recording is prone to issues. Down the road, you will have issues with the recording, because when you record without knowing what is happening behind the scenes, you always are dependent on how the tool records. Sometimes the tool does not record everything that you want it to record. So the best thing is, you should be comfortable, you should be confident in writing the script. I use the word script, right? Script. Now, script is a small program, or a program that you have to write. Now, you might come back and ask me, well, I'm not a programmer, how can I write the script, right? When you talk about automation, when you talk about automated software test engineer, now the word automation means that you have to use some programming language to write the code, to write the scripts. Now, every tool that does automation has a language that you have to learn to write the code. So in Selenium, you can use Java, you can use C#, and you can use so many other languages like Ruby or whatnot, right? Python or this and that. Now, we can always go back and debate as what are the good languages that we need to learn and all that. You have to go with the supply and demand. So the demand right now, if you're learning Selenium, is for Java, and the next in line is like C#. A lot of companies are looking for Java, and some companies are looking for C#. So those are the languages that you should be looking into. Of course, Python is also coming up and all that, right? So, but here in UFT, you don't have a choice like that, like, okay, I could do it with Java, I could do it with Python, I could do it with this and that. The language that you will use here is VB scripting language. It's not even programming, a language that is like an object-oriented programming language that you could create things. It's a scripting language, meaning that bottom line of it, like on day one, without going into the details of it, it's a simple language to learn, very easy to learn. There are basically 5 important things that you would have to know in order to learn it. And take it from me, if you know one programming language, learning another programming language becomes very easy. It's almost similar to driving. If you know how to drive a car, if it is a Toyota Camry, you could very easily drive a Honda Accord, right? So things like that. If you know Java, you can very easily learn VB scripting, and you will see that in few minutes that I will be showing it to you. All right. So the language that we should be learning is VB scripting. I'll take you from somebody who can spell Visual Basic, and I will, this is my promise, right? I will not fail in transferring the knowledge in this 8 sessions, right? I will not fail, because I will keep you engaged. I will keep you like attached to me for the next 4 weeks. I will be scratching your back for homeworks, for the assignments. Got to make sure that did you complete it? What's wrong with it, right? So I will positively guarantee you that you would be learning. So let's get started as far as that test case is concerned. So that test case that we are going to do right now, we can record, but I will not record. I will not record. Now you would say, how come if you don't record, how are you going to be teaching me to write the code on day one? Well, I will teach it. I will teach it. Give me a chance. I will teach it to you. All right, this is the case. I will go to File. I say new. New what? New test, right? So why not test? Click on test. When you say new test, there are different types of tests that we could be doing. API test is a web service test that we could be doing, or we could be doing a GUI test, or we could be doing like a BPT, business process test, and a business process flow and stuff like that. So right now we are focusing on the GUI. So GUI is graphical user interface, which is more or less like the test for the browser that we will be doing here, right? So which will have an interface, which will have like something to enter, something to click, and so that kind of a test that we are going to be doing here. So if I select that, it is asking me what is the name of this test. Well, I'm going to call it let's say e-commerce, right? Or e-commerce shopping cart, right? Shopping cart test, right? Big name, but so be it. E-commerce shopping cart test. Where am I going to be saving it? This is the default location where you can be saving. You can always change the location and save it wherever you want to. Right now, day one, let's leave it there. So I'm just going to say create. So it's going to spin for a few seconds depending on how fast your machine is, and after it spins, it'll give you a sort of like a flow chart, like a layout, right? And as you can see, this layout, right? This layout or a flow chart is nothing but where you will be writing, or you will be building your test case. So everything is between these 2 points, start and end. So is your action. So right now, since we are not giving it a name, so it is calling it action 1. As you can see on the left side, it is action 1. If you want to name it, you could just go ahead, right click on that, and you could rename it, and you could call it whatever you want. So I want to call it shopping cart right? Shopping cart test, right? Okay, so it is saying that this one, what you are going to rename, maybe somebody else is using this test case. This is a brand new, nobody's using it, but it says that this is the reusable one. Maybe somebody else is using it, so if you rename it, they might. Right now nobody's using it, so it is asking, are you sure you want to rename it? Yeah, I want to rename it. So once you rename it, that's the name, and as you can see, that's the name. Now we got to go, and then we got to do what? We got to write the script. We cannot be writing the script here, so we have to double click on it to write the script. So notice what happens. Here, a couple of things based on what we are doing. The bottom one is showing you the data tab, and you have something like Excel in here and stuff like that. This might, I'm showing it to you on my screen based on how I opened the previous test case that I was working. There are things in here. On yours, it might not show. So don't worry about it if it doesn't show. Let's say if I kill it, if I say hide, it's not going to show, right? It's not showing. Probably it is the case in your case. So when something doesn't show, it is easy to bring it back. You just go into view, and whatever you need to bring it, you can bring it back. Let's say data. Okay, here is the data, right? So what is this going to do and why we need it? Well, that's what we will be learning as we progress in time. In fact, tomorrow's class, tomorrow means day 2 class, I will be showing you data-driven testing, wherein we have a lot of data in here. We'll be passing the data from here to the script. So let's get into the script now. To get into the script, what you do is you double-click on this action. So when you double-click on action, you come in here, see here this main, and here you have to write your script. Okay, to write your script, now I want you to come closer and listen to me now. To write this script, right? First of all, we have to go back. We have to go back to the application. So let's say I go back. Let me go back. Let me open. What's it called? Internet Explorer, right? It doesn't matter the browsers, but right now I'm opening Internet Explorer. Let me take you to the test case. So let me type in here TrainingRite.net/online, because that's our test case, right? Okay. Now, what is that I would like to do? So let me write some steps in here for my test case. So the steps I want to write here is, I will say that I have to open, let's say, Internet Explorer browser, and navigate to what? Where do I want to go? Navigate to the AUT, application under test. Right now, notice this is English. This is English, and I want who? I want UFT to ignore it, not worry about it, not run this, ignore it. This is English. So how can I do that? If I make it as a comment. So in Java, we put a comment with 2/. But here, in what language are we using here? VB script. In VB script, you cannot put 2/. So right there is something for us to learn. If you're coming from Java background, you cannot put this too. So what should I put to make it as a remark? This is apostrophe, like a, let's say if I do this, bills, right? So see here, that's apostrophe, right? So that's what we got to do. So this is what, when you do it, it turns it into green. So that's my first step. This is my first step that I have to do. So let me come up with some steps in here. First step is open Internet Explorer browser and navigate to the application under test, right? Okay. Now, what do you think the next thing that I should be doing? The next thing is, can somebody tell me what is the next thing that I should be doing in here? Right? You would say that go into this box and search for an item like iPhone. Type iPhone into this catalog search text box. So let's say I will go ahead and I will say type iPhone into the catalog search text box, right? That's my second step, right? Okay, what is the third step? You would say that after this, click on this go. We don't know if it's a button or something. Click on the go, let's say. So the third step is click on go, and I don't know, maybe it looks like a button. I don't know what it is, right? So let's say these three steps. Let's automate these three steps, right? Let's automate it. Now, again, for those of you folks who are coming from a different tool, you probably are thinking from that tool's point of view. Meaning in Selenium and all that, we will use, in order to identify this, like identify this box, we use something like a Firebug or a Firepath and things like that we use. So we don't need to use things like that. Why? Because the tool has everything. The tool has everything. So what I have to do is, and now is the time for every one of you, because I will put you on the spot. I will ask you questions. Immediately after I do this, I will ask you questions. So before I ask you a question, you can ask me a question. So listen to me what I am going to do now. Okay. Every time, if you learn as how to open the browser, if you learn as how to open the browser, this, right? This is going to be the same if you are doing your first test case or if you are doing your 158th test case. It's going to be the same thing. So if you learn it now as how to open a browser and navigate to a website, it is going to be the same. It's going to be the same. So how do we do it? For that, we use something called system utilities dot. Right? So now if you notice, you are using something which you probably are like, what is this? I mean, what is he trying to do? Why is he using the word system utility and stuff like that? What is he trying to do? So basically what happens here is, if you are using a tool, every tool has got its own things to to write the code. So I am using a language called VB script. So in VB script, there are some objects, and I don't want to go into the details of what is an object, this and that right now, but there are some objects that will do some work. So let's say if I want to open a browser and go to some application, or AUT here is the short for application under test. So application under test is nothing but the address of the website, something like that. All right. Okay. So I want to go and I want to do that. So in order for me to test that, I basically have to write my code, and I will say here, I will say system util. So system util dot, right? Okay, when you do a dot, this window drops down. So this window dropping down, basically, this feature is called IntelliSense. This feature is called window dropping down. This feature is called IntelliSense. So what is IntelliSense? IntelliSense gives you the ability to pick and choose by completing the code. So I said system util, right, dot. When I say dot, in the window, it is showing you so many things. So in programming, what happens is everything revolves around. It is easy. Everything revolves around this dot. There is a left of the dot, there is a right of the dot. In majority of the case, the left of the dot is an object, and right of the dot is either a property or a method. And trust me, in the next class, I will talk a lot about property and method in the next class, or even just today, I will talk a little bit more about the property or method. For now, just understand that this dot, anything to the left is an object, right to it is either a method or a property. So with that, if I go back and do here system util dot, what does that tell you about system util? It is an object, and I want to dot run. I want to say run, take me, right? Take me, run, meaning that, okay, take me where? You will say use this browser. You would say iexplore.exe, using this browser, comma, take me to this website. The website address is what? TrainingRite.net/online. So now this line is, if you understand this line, forever you know as how to open, and how to take you to any website, right? This is what it is done. So if I did everything right, even though I did not complete line 2 and line 3, if I did everything right, let me just go and save it. So I will say file and save this e-commerce test. I saved it, right? And let me run to see if it opens the browser and takes me there. I already have this browser open, so let me close the browser. And once I close the browser, notice that I don't have the browser open. If I run it, if I did everything right, it should take me and open that. Now, let us see what happens. Here I go, and this box pops up. It says that you are trying to run a test case whose name is e-commerce. I will give you some results of what happened to it, and the results will be located at this address, right? And it says that if you want to look into it, you can make those results in a permanent folder or in a temporary folder. Right now, let's not worry about the results. Let us just run it, right? So here I go, run. What is the expected thing? It should open a browser, and here it is. It opened the browser, and it should take me to that place. Now, let me see if it opened the browser to TrainingRite. And as you can see, it did open the browser. It took me to TrainingRite with Internet Explorer, right? Okay, forever you have learned as how to open the browser and how to take. Now, the results, every time you run it, the results will show of whatever you told it to do, if it did it or not. I will explain about the results in few minutes. Let me just close it, go back here to this. Right? Okay, so what did we do? We went in here. Now, let's say tomorrow, if you are going to eBay, what would you do? You just come in here and you would say ebay.com, and you will save it, Control S to save, and if you run it, and F5 will run it, and if you run, where do you think it is going to take you? eBay.com. Is it taking you to eBay.com? Of course, it took you to eBay.com, right? As you can see, it took you to. So anytime you want to do anything, you basically would put that thing in here. So I will just go back and I will put what it was before, which is training online, TrainingRite.net online. Okay. Next thing is I want to write the code so that it can do the following. What it can do? It can type in that iPhone catalog search text box. It can type iPhone into that. Okay. Now, right? We are almost 1 hour into this presentation, right? If I can get you to understand what I am going to show you right now, if I can get you to understand it, believe it or not, a big, a big part of UFT training you will get if you get this concept of what I am going to make you understand right now. Okay. All right. So let me do some talking here first, and then I will do it. So the goal here is, if you see, the goal here is, this is your QTP, right? Where am I? Yeah, this is your QTP. This is UFT as in tool, and you can write your code in here, whatever code. This code is written in a language called VBScript, and the lines of the code is open the browser, right? Type something into a text box, click on a button, right? Things like that, right? So as we write the code, we expect it to do things in a browser. So this is the browser, and whatever browser, it should open that browser. It should open that browser, and it should do things like, if there is something in here, it should type. If there is something in here, it should type. If there is a button in here, it should click, because you have typed those things in here. Okay, understand now. uh, QTP does not work as Selenium or any other tool works. In QTP, and from now I will try my best not to compare it with Selenium or any other tool, because there are many people who have not even heard about Selenium. So what's the point in me trying to compare with Selenium? So I will not, right? So I'll purely talk from QTP or UFT point of view, how things work in UFT. Okay, first things first. For you to write the code, for you to say system util dot run, and using Internet Explorer, go to this website and all that, right? And then next thing is you want to type something into that box. Okay, the way it works is you have to first go to the, before even writing any code, you have to go to the application. Open a browser, preferably Internet Explorer. Open a browser, go to the application, right? And no coding, no nothing. What you do is, whatever you intend to do, let's say you want to type something into this box. There might be so many other boxes and pictures here, and then there is a drop down here. Let's say we are not worrying about this. Whatever we will touch, touch meaning we can type, we can click, so we are touching it. Whatever objects, let's call them as objects, whatever objects in the application we are going to interact with or touch, right? We have to take those objects and put it in a, what is called a repository, right? So whatever objects, and understand this, whatever objects, let's call them as objects. Let's not call them text box or button. Let's call them objects. Whatever objects you as a tester will be interacting, you have to take those objects and put it in a repository, and that repository is called as object repository. So before I even write any line of test here, First things first, what I have to do, my major task, my biggest task of automation in UFT is add what? Objects. To what? To OR, object repository. That is my first task. Add objects to object repository. So here I go. How do I add objects to the object repository? So if I come back in here, let me go back here, right? I mean, whether I write this code or don't write this code, first things first, I have to add objects to the object repository. So what you do, you open the Internet Explorer, go to the application. We are not recording, no nothing, no recording, right? I'm going to the application, TrainingRite.net/online. My application is open, correct? Okay. What I will do here, I will type something and I will click. So this is the only thing. So which object? This object and this object I have to add. I have to add to what? Object repository. Now, where in the world is object repository? Here in QTP, where is it? Right? In UFT, where is it? Now, every time I say QTP, this is the sad part that you are before the year 2010, I guess. I used to do majority of my trainings were like in person, right? So since 2010, 2011, I started this online. That time, literally, I mean, I used to be very friendly with my students. So if I do something wrong, I tell them to pinch. So one of the girls, she came and literally she pinched me. She did. Well, the sad part is you cannot pinch me for the mistakes I'm doing here when I refer UFT as QTP. But anyways, what we're going to be doing right now is the task is to add the objects to the object repository. So where is the object repository here? Okay, here we go. We have to look for the object repository. If you go under resources, under resources, you see what is called the object repository, right? When you become an expert, you can go and you can also click on this, right? You will get to know that, this is an object repository. This is an object spy. What is an object spy? I'll tell you what it is later on. But so right now, remember even from here, resources, object repository. Let's open the object repository. Here we go. We are opening the object repository. If I open the object repository, what do you think in the object repository? This is the box, and come closer to see what I have. What I have here is, if you see here, what I have is test objects. What of which test? Shopping cart. This is the shopping cart. We are talking about the object repository of this test, and we are looking at the test objects. Test object is something this test will be using. So what are the test objects? Right now there is nothing in here. So I have to add. How do I add? If you see here, there's a plus button in here. There's a plus button. That plus button does what? That plus button is supposed to add. So if I click on it, notice what it is saying, add objects to local. So when I click on that, right now, notice this hand, this finger or that hand, right? Now I have to have my browser. So if I go and touch it, right? If I go and touch it, it is saying win object, or it is saying something like that, right? So let me cancel. I have to have this guy, sort of like that, right? So let me have it like that, right, on the side, so that I could show you both, right? And this is the object that I have, object repository, and this is the application that I have, right? And I need to add these two. So let me do it again. I click on that. I come in here, and this is the first object I need to add. When I click on that, right, notice here, and again, please come closer to see what I have. Now, the topmost guy here, I don't know if you can read it. If you can read it, tell me what it is. If you are telling me it's a browser, you are right. So the top one is what? A browser. Next one is what? So this one, the first one is a browser. Second one is what? Can you tell me what is the second one? Can somebody type and tell me what is the second one? The first object is the browser object. So the second object, somebody said, is a page object. Okay, thank you so much for those of you who are interacting with me, right? You know, I can talk, and I have been talking for an hour and 15 minutes, right? And I ask you one simple thing, and I expect you, please, as a request, to participate so that I know that you are alive, you are listening to me, and you have, I did not put you to sleep like you are dozing off or like you are snoring. I mean, I want to know that you are listening to me, right? So if I ask you, please tell me that the second one was a page, right? What was the first one? You would say, come on, it's browser, it's right there. So the browser is the first one, second one is the page. All right, okay. Now the third one looks like there is something like a web table, but the web table is getting repeated. Web table, web table, web table, right? Okay, so put it down on a piece of paper if you have. If you don't have, open Notepad and just say that, okay, the first object was browser. I want you to do it. First, open a Notepad on your computer as you're watching me. Just make it a small window and just say one browser, two page. In three, I don't want to have web table. We don't want, because web table, if something which gets repeatedly, right, we don't want that. So web table is not needed. What is the third one? The third one is, if you see here, the third one is web edit. Web edit, right? Okay, so we have three. So far we have three, correct? Okay, so even though I touched that, and I touched just the text box, but what I'm getting is, I'm getting browser, page, and web edit, right? Okay, now let me see what happens if I hit OK. So this is saying, hey, the object selection, you have selected, see the blue one, I have selected web edit. So it is going to add to the repository, because we clicked on this plus sign and I selected, it is going to add to the, but notice that in the test objects here, there was nothing. If I hit OK, what will happen? What will happen? Now, before I hit OK, I want you to see next to this browser, right? I will come to parent-child relationship in a minute, but next to the browser, if you see, there is something called TrainingRite Online Catalog. Next to page, there is TrainingRite Online Catalog. And then web tables we will ignore. And next to web edit, there is TXT search, right? TXT search. So keep an eye on this. So TrainingRite Online Catalog, TrainingRite Online Catalog, and TXT search. And now I hit OK. So when I hit OK, couple of things happen, right? So let me just and if you get this one, QTP is, it cannot be any easier if you get this one. Trust me, trust me. By the time we are done today, I know that you all almost would know everything that I'm teaching here, and in few minutes you will do the assignment. So let me take a look into what happened here. So if you notice what happened in the test object, which was empty before, I have few things. I have this top line, I have this second line, and I have this third one, right? Now let me uh, as something is selected here on the right hand side, it is saying name, and it is saying about it, and it is saying class, and it is saying something about it, right? So I want you to pay attention to what I touch in here. So what is touched here is what? A web edit. So web edit is, you and I, we call browser, and QTP will also, or UFT will also call it browser. This is humans, let's say, right? And this is UFT tool, UFT tool. This is human being, right? And this is UFT. Human being will call it will call it browser, and UFT is also calling it browser, right? Okay, human being will call it page. UFT is also calling it page. Okay, human being is calling it text box. QTP is calling what? Can somebody tell me QTP is calling what? Okay, if you said web edit, I love you, right? So QTP is calling web edit. So what we are saying, web edit, I want you to say web edit, not edit, web edit, right? I want you to say web edit. Don't say edit, say web edit. So QTP is calling. So these are called, QTP refers everything as objects. We are calling it text box and all that, but if we are going to be UFT tester, then we have to refer them as objects. Which objects? Test objects, right? Okay, so far we know that browser is an object, page is an object, web edit is what? Actually a text box, but in QTP language we have to call it web edit, right? Okay, now somebody said parent-child relationship. Now, do you know and do you agree with me that this web edit, it is on this page, and it is in this browser. So every time, what happens every time is, whenever we are writing any code, we have to start with browser. We have to start with browser, and we have to open a parenthesis, and in the parenthesis we have to give the name of the browser. So let's say the name of the browser is, let's say, TrainingRite Brow. Let's say that's the name. So you have to say TrainingRite browser. Then inside the browser, inside the browser we have what? Page. And let's say the name of the page is TR page, let's say TrainingRite page. That's the name of it. Where it comes, how can we change the name? I will show it to you in just few minutes, but that's how it is. So there is a browser, and its name is TR Brow. There is a page, its name is that. Inside that, we have what? We have a web edit. And web edit's name is, let's say, txt search. And to this txt search, whatever you want to do to it. Now, you would say, oh, I want to click on that. Now, do you want to click on it? Really? Do you want to click on it? Or do you want to type something onto it? So this is how every time you want to do something, the object can be just web edit, or the object can be a button, the object can be an image, the object can be whatever it is, but the object always will have a page and browser as its parents, right? Let's say this is the father, this is the mother, and then you say that whatever object it is. So now if you see in here, we have said if I expand inside the test objects, we have objects now. So if I expand them, and I don't know which object is what, so this class will tell me which object it is. So if I go in here, if I click on that, I will get to know what object it is, because if I click on that, right here it is telling me that's a browser object. Now remember that long name that when we add to it, it gave that long name. So we can always change the name. So what name do you want to give to it? Let's say we want to call it TR Brow, short form for browser, TR Brow. That's the name. And after you do that, you hit enter. Once I hit enter, notice this is the name originally, right? What happens to that name? So after I click it, it changed the name now. It changed the name. It's still a browser, but we changed the name to TR Brow. Let's go to the second object. This is the second object. This is what? Page object. Let's give it a name. What name you want to give? Let's say TR. Let's say home page. TR home page. TrainingRite home page. And if I hit enter, what happens? Okay, the name changed. Now let's say this object. What is the object? Web edit. Do I need to change the name? It's okay. That name is okay. So I'm going to leave it like that. And I will close this object repository. Now I am curious if it saved it or not. Did it save it or not? Can somebody tell me how to open the object repository? Talk to me. I will ask somebody here. Let me take Fatima. Tell me, I will unmute you, Fatima. How do I open my object repository? What
I think you have to go to resources
I have to go to resources.
and object.
Right here, object repository, right? Okay, excellent. Now, walk me through how many objects are there. So that is a silly question because we don't know how many objects unless I do what? If I go under the test object. So I go under the test object, I see this, and I see that this is like plus. If I expand it, I will see all my objects. Now, bear with me for a second when I ask you this question. Now, looking at it, would I know what is txt search? Just looking at it, what object it is, would I know?
There's the search box.
No, just looking at it. I'm looking at it. You are looking at it. I'm looking at it. Do we know what object it is?
No.
So what should I do to find out what object it is?
I
I
think
want
you
to
can
find.
drag it on the screen.
What's that?
You can just drag it from there and.
Or I will touch it, right? If I touch it, where does it say what object it is?
Uh, is this the class web edit?
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means that you were not sleeping, and I appreciate it. Thank you again so much. So now, anytime you want to find out which object it is, Fatima knows it, and thank you, Fatima, so much. Now, let me go back and ask. Let's say here. Let me ask Shobha. Shobha, I will unmute you. Walk me through adding this Go to the object repository. What should I do? I have this browser open. What should I do now to add this Go to the object repository? Walk me through. Just try. What do you want me to do? Shubha is not talking to me. She's upset with me. She's not talking to me. So let me run to let's say Esther. Esther, I unmuted you. Walk me through adding this Go to my object repository. What should I do? Just tell me. Tell me. Give your best shot. Esther says, "To heck with you. I'm not talking to you." Okay, I will go back to Afshan. Afshan, I unmuted you. Talk me through adding this Go button to the object repository. What should I do?
Okay, click resource.
Okay, I will click on resources. Okay, good.
And then the add button, add. Just click on the add plus sign over there.
Okay, this plus green sign. Okay, I add.
And then take that to the go button. Just click that.
And click on it,
Yeah.
right? Okay, this is very small, but I still want you to look at it and tell me. There's a browser, there's a page, there's a web table, web table. What object was that Go? Just looking.
Image.
Thank you. Excellent. Excellent. You have very nice eyes. You have very nice eyes. It is an image, and let us see what happens if I hit OK. What do you expect? This image should come and then sit somewhere here, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. I hit OK to it. Now, if you take a look in here, and if you see there is a browser, we change the name of the browser. There's a page, I change the name of the page. There's a txt search, which is the web edit. Now, this one, help me, first of all, where can I confirm that it is an image? Where in this whole thing can I confirm that this is an image?
In the class.
Thank you again so much. In the class, I know that this is an image. Now, I don't want to give such a big name to it. So according to this one, what do you think the name I should give to this image?
Go.
Thank you again so much. So I come in here and I do what? Change it to Go, and hit enter, right? Beautiful, beautiful. If now, thank you, Afshan, so much. Now notice she walked me through adding that object to the object repository. I close it, right? And now I am going to write the code. Again, I want all of you to come close to your computer and see me writing the code. First, this line number 2. My job is to type iPhone into that. Now, notice this was English, right? Now, in QTP, that catalog search text box is a text box, but in QTP or in UFT, it's the web edit, right? So how do I write that? So that is inside the browser, right? So let me type browser and notice now what I do. I try to do, and keep an eye on the screen. I try to do this one, and I did not type that. Immediately, it picked up that tr brow. So what happened again? Let me tell you. So when you type browser, and when you do this parentheses, it will go into the object repository and says that there is only one browser, and the name of that browser is tr brow. It picks it. Beautiful. That's the beauty of this tool. Now you would say, okay, dot. Then you would say, oh, the browser can do so many things, but I want to, browser was the father. I want to go to the mother, so which is a page. So I'm going to take the page and I have to give the name of the page. Now notice what happens, right? Immediately it picks up TR homepage. Where is this coming from? This is coming from the object repository. So adding objects to the object repository is extremely important. You have to master that. Once you master it, the writing of the code becomes so easy. Now, browser dot page. Now, inside the page, if you do a dot, there is a web edit, right? So if you do a W, now it comes down to what is there with W. Okay, there is a web edit, and you do that, you highlight that and hit a tab, and now you do the parenthesis. And what do you think it is going to put in there? Let me ask you this question. What do you think it is going to put it in there if I do a parenthesis? Okay, so Shweta says that, come on, that's so easy. The name of the web edit, which is txt search, txt. So here it is, right? If I come here and do that, and as you expected, txt search. Beautiful. So now I know that I have come to the point that inside a browser, there is a page. Inside the page, there is a web edit, which is the search. And in this search, I have to type, right? If I go with T, and notice that with T, there is nothing like type here. So you and I, we say, in English, we say type, but QTP or UFT says, how many times did you pinch me today? Right? So UFT says set. Set means that you are typing something into it. So here in the double quote, you will say iPhone. If I can spell iPhone, right? Okay, beautiful. If you understood this, that is it. That is it. You have learned a huge, big thing about QTP right now. If you understood the concept. Now we did this, right? Let's save it. Control S to save, and let me run to see if it is working. Now before I run, I gotta make sure that my browser, if there is any browser, I have to close that browser. No browser should be open, and I should run. What is my expectation? Line number 1, it has to open, take me to that website, and automation says that open that browser, go to that website, and type in that website iPhone. So I use, in English, I said type iPhone into that, but QTP, the way we should tell QTP in our script is browser.page.webEdit and set whatever we want to. Let's say if everything is right, if I hit F5 or if I play this and do that, what it is supposed to do, open the browser, Internet Explorer, take me there. Let's see if it takes me there. And is it typing iPhone? Beautiful. It typed iPhone. Let me just go back in here. It did type iPhone. Next thing is what? According to my test script. Let me close the results. According to this, click on the go button. Click on the go button, right? Okay, that's English. Click on the go button. We expected it to be a button, right? But it is not even a button, right? It's actually what? An image. How do I know? Because while I added that to the object repository, I know that it's a button. Now I need one person in here to let me write that code. So I will take Arthi. Arthi, I will unmute you. I have unmuted you.
Right browser
Okay, beautiful.
and choose
Hang on. Okay, browser
and parent, yeah, dot page of
dot page. Okay.
dot image.
Okay, beautiful. Dot image. And if I do this, it'll take the go. And
Yeah,
as
dot
as you
click.
expect that it is going to be basically a click, right? So
Yeah,
well, I think if you guys already know this, what do you need me here for? I mean, I think you already know how to do this, right? So thank you so much, Aarti. Let me just run it and see if it does it. So Control S to save. If the browser is open, let me just close the browser. In the beginning, we will try to have this habit of like closing the browser so that he or UFT can open it, and then it should type iPhone and it should click on this one. So F5, I will hit F5. It is going to run, and let's wait and see if it does that. Okay. Now we could not even see it did it so fast, everything, and we could not even see it, but it did it. It put iPhone in it and it clicked on the button, and that's why we are seeing these two things in here. Now the question is, what if I want to see it? Can I tell who UFT to boss? You do things so fast, but can you wait? Can you wait? So after opening the browser, you want it to wait. So you tell him, wait. I don't even know it's a him or her. So you just say, wait. Wait what? Wait 2 seconds, right? Because it's in seconds, wait 2 seconds. Okay, good. It's gonna wait after opening the browser. It's gonna wait for 2 seconds, and then it will type iPhone. After that, you will say wait again for 2 seconds, and then it'll click on this. So why are you saying wait? Because you could at least see. So what is the wait? Wait is a VB script command, and it takes the number of seconds as the argument, and it does that job of like opening it, waiting for 2 seconds, clicking and typing iPhone, waiting for 2 seconds, and then clicking, and that's what it is, right? So let me save it. Control S to save, F5 to run. Before I run, I got to make sure my browsers are closed, because this is going to open the browser. Here we go. It opens the browser, and it opens the browser 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, then iPhone, and then it clicked, and then that. Right now you could see that things were happening. So now you are controlling, QTP, so you feel so good. If you are a woman, you feel so better that you are controlling this tool, unlike but you are used to controlling your husband, you're controlling your tool. But for a man, this is a beautiful feeling, because wow, I can control something, right? Something is listening to me, right? So I get a good feeling if I could say something to QTP, and QTP or UFT is doing it, right? So I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, so that is how you are going to write the script. Now, can somebody walk me through what is my next step? What is my next step, right? Okay, now I will unmute somebody who can tell me what is my next step. So here we go. I will go with, I don't know, I will go with Ali. I will unmute you, Mir. Go ahead. What is my next step? What are we doing right now? After, yeah, go ahead. Tell me. This is
We
1, 2, 3. I did. 1, 2, 3 steps I did, right? So what are the next steps?
We do add to cart next step,
Okay,
and we
so
do the checkout.
okay, now hang on. This one is add to cart, right? So let's say you want to add this to cart, add this to cart, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just type that in English. So I would say fourth step is add. What was that? Add. Click on add to cart button. Click on the first add to cart button. Your kids are also learning UFT. All right. No, that's good. Okay, so we have to add this. So that's my task. That's my task, right? Okay. Now, either you could answer it yourself, or you can call whoever you want to call, or you can take the help of the audience here. Tell me how I am going to do that. Tell me how I'm going to do that. Click on the first add to cart button. I want to click on and I want to write the code. How can I do that?
Browser TR.
Now think about it. Fatima is like she's jumping off her couch. She says that no, 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 no. You gotta do something before writing the code. You gotta do something. That's what she's saying. She's jumping on the couch.
Add to the repository.
Ah. Now, who told you that?
Add.
Who told you that? Did your
Just click on the mic.
Okay, I want you to, when this session is over, when you are going to take your kids to school tomorrow morning while driving to the school, I want you to remember that before I write the code, I have to add the object to the object repository. You got to keep saying it. Before I write the code, I have to add the object to the object repository. Before I write the code, I have to add the so you got to keep saying that. All right? Okay. Now that you told me I have to add that object to the object repository, why don't you walk me through how to do it? Where should I go to do it?
Resources.
Okay.
Object.
Okay, resources, object, and now I will click on this plus, and I
Plus sign.
here, and probably I will click on that,
Yes.
right? Okay, there you go.
Yes.
Again, browser page, web table, and what is your expectations now? Is it going to add this image right under this home page, or is it going to create one more page, one more browser? There should be some expectations, right? So which you don't know, but let's see. If I click on it, now notice what happened. It did not add it to the home page. Why? Because if you see, this page is a next page. It is not the home page. So I want you to think about it. So if you see, this was the home page. We came here after clicking on that. So this is a new page now. So since this is a new page, and I will, you tell me where is that page here? All over here, where is that page? So you would say, how would I know? Just click on this and probably that's the page. So if I click on that, is that the new page? Of course, because in this page is this object, right? So do you want to leave this page as the same name, or do you want to change it?
We can change it.
Yeah, we can either leave it, but it is better to change it so that we understand that this is like the second page we came in, right? So TR, you can name it anyone, like a second page, right? So that we have some understanding of what is happening, and hit enter. And add to cart is what object? Button?
Image.
Okay, where did you find it?
Class.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Exactly, that's what it is. And I think I made my point by dragging you all into this one by one. So thank you. So now I will continue. So now click on that button. So I will do what? keep an eye what happens. Browser is no problem, same browser. Now keep an eye. Page, now notice, right? Now in the page, when I do this page, when I do the page and do that, now notice if I did not name it as the second page, I might be a little bit confused which one to pick or which one not to pick. So now it's a little bit easier for me that this is the second page, so I can pick that, right? And dot, and what should I do now? Anyone? You would say that, come on, we are clicking on the image, right? So do an image. So if I do the image, will it show two images? No, because this go belong to the first page. So here it still would show the add to cart. And here on that image, what do I want to do? I want to click on that, right? Beautiful. So after we do that, if we go into the test case, after I do that, we are here, right? Now, according to the test case, I can add one more project or I can check out. Let me check out right now. Let me check out. So to check out, again, to check out. What? Now the next thing is step number 5. Step number 5, right? Step number 5 is what? Click on the proceed to checkout. So click on proceed to checkout. Click on proceed to checkout. Now, let me take who? Shadat. Shadat, I have unmuted you. Shadat, walk me through to write the code for proceed to checkout. What should I do?
Don't we have to add it to the object repository first?
I don't know anything. You walk me through. You are the boss now. You tell me what should I do.
I guess go to resources.
Okay, go to resources, pick object repository, and do what?
Click on the plus sign.
Click on the plus sign. And keep.
And then click on the button that says proceed to checkout.
Beautiful. And here, if I hit OK, right? Now tell me what should I do? We added that, right? We added that, and it is the thing that we added. First of all, what object it is? Talk to me. Where would you look to find out what object it is?
Under class.
Okay, so what object can you is it too small for you to read, or can you read what?
No, it's fine. This is web button.
Okay, thank you so much. So it's a web button, right? And do you want to change the name of it, or do you want to keep it like that?
I guess we can keep the name.
Keep the name. Okay. Now this is a part of another page, right? So I will go to the page, and probably we should change the name of the page here, right? So I can call it TR page, TR third page or something like that, right? Third page, or the checkout page or something like that, right? So that's that. Now to write the code, I can do so much because I don't know how to do it. So I can, you have to help me. So I will do this much. Tell me.
This is going to be the third one.
Thank you.
Here, our third page.
Okay, now what? What are we doing? Clicking on what?
Checkout.
Yeah, what was that? Image, web edit, what was that?
It was web edit.
That was web edit, right?
Web button, I think.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was because you told me it was web button. So now that was proceed to checkout web button. And what do we do in here?
Click.
Thank you. Thank you. You were doing so good that I am beyond impressed. So thank you, Shadat, so much. And let us see if it is going to work. So let me just close the browser. And what is my expectation so far? My expectations are I should open the browser, and I should type iPhone in there, wait for 2 seconds, and I should click. And just for the heck of it, let me just wait for 2 seconds in here. And then after that, I should click on add to cart, add to cart, and wait for 2 seconds, and then finally, right? Now intentionally I use here lowercase and I use here uppercase, just so that we can see if it is going to make any difference, right? And then finally we will click on this, and then once we click on this, we'll go to the checkout page where we have to enter the customer information and stuff like that. Okay, now Control S to save, F5 to run, and before I do that, I got to make sure my browsers are closed. It is, and I go run. And as you can see, it is opening, typing iPhone, waiting, clicking on that button, clicking on this iPhone. Beautiful. It selected that. Proceed to checkout. Now, are we doing some automation or what here? Day one, writing the code, and is it crazy difficult, or is it like this is piece of cake? It just needs some patience. Now, if I have to do the same thing in here, it's basically the same thing. I got to come in here, do the same thing. This web edit, web edit, web edit, web edit. This is going to be some challenge for me, right? This is going to, let's say if I have to write the code to click on Visa, right? If I have to write the code to click on Visa or MasterCard or American Express, how would I do it, right? Just a thought, right? Just a thought. Let's discuss it. Let's see if it is like, oh, it is so challenging that I have to really pull my hair out to make it happen, or let's come up with a plan to do this. How can I write the code to click on this MasterCard? Somebody should talk to me about it. So why not Shweta? So Shweta, I will unmute you. Just talk to me. How can I click on the MasterCard? What should be my process? Tell me what should I do in here to click on the MasterCard. After
Click
time,
on resources.
huh?
Click on resources.
Okay, let me go and click on resources.
Object repository.
Thank you.
Click on the plus sign.
Plus sign.
And now we click on the Visa.
Let's say MasterCard.
Okay.
MasterCard. All right. So now I don't know if you can see it or not, if it is too small, but what is the name of that object? I mean, name of the, yeah, go ahead.
It's Web Radio Group.
Excellent. So if I hit enter, of course, it's gonna add a page, and this is the object. And as you can see, it's a web radio group, and we have that name. And the page, as I can say, this is, I will make it as a TR fourth page, right? Let's say if I do that. Let me just remove my uppercase and TR fourth page, and that's good. Help me write the code, Shweta. Now, let me write the comment first. Is there are many other steps that we have to do here, which I'm skipping as assignment, right? And let's say some nth line here is to click on MasterCard, right? Okay, so walk me through. Browser.
Okay, dot page. TR fourth page.
Okay.
Web Radio Group.
Your voice is breaking up, but I did hear you saying web radio.
Web Radio Group.
Right? Dot.
Click.
Okay, click. Beautiful. Right? Okay, beautiful. Web radio group opt.click, and let us see. And thank you, Shweta, so much for it. Let us see if I could do a Control S, and if I could, of course, if you see, if I go back in here, I did not do this because you already know as how to do this. You can do it, right? So I will leave it as I'll give you an assignment, but let me see if this part, if you can do it, and then the rest would be the assignment for you, because the rest you could do it. So let me see if it clicks on that button, radio button. So Control S to save and F5 to run, and let us see if it does that. Okay, so I'm just sitting back, relaxing, looking at what it is doing, clicking on that, added it, click on that. Here is the deal. Now, let me just go back and let me just take a look into it. Did it click on MasterCard? Now, right? So that is a challenge. It did not click on the MasterCard. Did you see that it did not click on the MasterCard? It clicked on the Visa card, right? Okay. I will stop here. And in the next class, I will show you why it did not click on the MasterCard and what is the challenge for us. How do we learn to make sure that it clicks on the MasterCard and what it should do? I'll teach you that in the next class. Okay, here is the assignment. It really doesn't matter for now, because I did not teach you as how to do that. So take Visa as the card, but I want you to complete the whole test case, meaning that I want to see the code here where you would have written all the code for all the steps, so that we start from right from the top, open it, right, go to that website, browse and do an iPhone. It really doesn't matter if you want to select an iPhone or a TV or a camera or whatever, right? So it's up to you. So I can just go and change it just to give you an idea, Panasonic, let's say. I selected Panasonic. It's no longer that. Now let me just do a Control S and then run it. And before I run, I will close my browser to just run it and see what it will do. If by changing the data, will it affect any of my test case? No, it should just run fine. So Panasonic, click on that, right? It should go click on that, and it should take that, click on that, add that, and then it should click on that. And then that Visa, I will show you tomorrow how to fix that, or after tomorrow. So as you can see, it can be anything. So it really doesn't matter what you pick in here. I want you to complete the whole test case, meaning that you put your name, and I don't want you to put your address and all that. Just put your name and some phone number, and then some credit card number and whatnot, and then just go and enter the shipping information and click on the submit order, and then we should see that message of whatever it is. Now, I want you to send me the whole code, even if you can give me a screenshot of it, or better if you can send me the code, copy paste and then send me the code if you want to, but give me the screenshot. Either one is fine, right? Okay, that is basically going to be the assignment for day one. Now, one thing you have to keep repeating till I see you in the next class. Before you write the code, you have to add the object to the object repository. Before you write the code, you have to add the object to the object repository. Now, really tell me, was it very difficult or was it doable? Now, if you say that, come on, man. I mean, I'm better than that. I have taken so many big challenges in here. This is nothing. And I will tell you that QTP or UFT for the next 7 classes is going to be step by step. I will show you how to write the code, because we did not do any recording. Most of the people, most of the companies who you will go to, they will take 2-3 days just for recording. And I don't want to waste your time, so I started straight away. And when you sign up for this course, I will give you the videos, and you can watch the videos from the previous classes, and you can see as how to do the recording and all that. But I want you to learn the serious stuff, and that's what we will be doing. So in tomorrow's class, in the next class, we will be data driving this test. We will not only be completing the test, which one of you would have done it. The next thing is I will be taking the data from Excel, and I will bring the data in here, and then we will take the data from here, and then we will run the test continuously for n number of rows. We will take Panasonic one time, we'll take Sony one time, and we will do whatever we have to do. Fatima, I will email you, and I will tell you what I can do about that, right? I will email that. Now, If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you have any questions, if you don't have any questions, I am done for the day. And basically, we are going to be continuing this coming Thursday would be my second class, and you can go make a payment for those of you who have not purchased it. You can go do that. Better deal is if you go and then do this buy two get one free, so you can buy any two get the third one free, that you could do it. Now you all know the assignment, and I will be giving you a lot of serious assignments when we get into the next class. First day only one assignment, and the second day I'll give you 2 to 3 assignments, because we'll be working on different projects. I will keep you, as I said, I'll keep you on your toes. This is not going to be just one project. We'll be working on 3 different projects, so you have to be doing 3 different assignments every time. So let's see, where can we find the video of no, I have to process the video. I have to upload the video, and after I upload the video, I will share it with you, because this is the first class. I have to share it after I do it. So Shadat, you will get an email about this video once it is processed. Can you please mail me? Okay, Ali, I will do that. You can unmute me when you are done speaking. Okay, Esther, I'm done speaking. I will unmute you, and then I'll come to you, Shobha, in a minute. Let me go to Esther. Okay, yes, Esther, go ahead.
Yeah, Efron, I have some questions though. The reason why I'm asking you is right now we're trying to automate something and that doesn't support UFT 12, so we have gone back to QTP 11.
Mhm.
How different is it from UFT 12 and QTP 11? And because I'm actually new, I'm a functional tester and I've been put on this project where I need to have some automation.
Okay.
So I exactly want to know how the difference will be. Is it exactly the same stuff that you're teaching me, or
Are you doing web applications, or are you doing
yeah,
anything special? Just the web applications?
just a web application?
Okay. Whatever I'm teaching you in this course, it really doesn't matter if it is 12.51 or 11.5 or 10. For a web application, it doesn't matter. If we are doing some backend testing using web services and all that, there are some differences. But when it comes to web application, whatever I'm teaching you here, it's basically the same thing you could apply in 11.5, and it'll work.
Okay, just the UI will be a little bit different, right? Because
Yeah.
I was trying to down. Okay. The other thing is I had to download the 12.51 is a newer one, right? I had 12.5 downloaded, so I shouldn't have any problems downloading 12.51, right, in my
Yeah,
computer.
yeah. You should not have any issues doing that. Now, worst case scenario, like what you see on my machine, I have a VMware. If you see, I have a machine inside a machine, and I have
Mm-mm.
a bunch of machines. If you can see, I have. Let me just minimize it to show it to you that I have many different machines in here. I have a system 2, system 1. I have a SharePoint, and I have for Hadoop and all that. So what I try to do is I use it for 1 month, and then after that, if it expires, I'm just gonna jump onto another one, and I have a clone of that. So this works. This thing works as long as you have a powerful host. Not to
Okay.
boast about it, but I have a very powerful machine. I mean, I don't want to jinx myself. I have 16 gig of an Intel Core i7. So this is a high-end machine that I have. If you have less RAM, less than 8 gigs, this will not work. So minimum is 8 gigs you should have for
Mm-mm.
the VMware to work. And VMware, I've been teaching so many courses and all that. VMware just works fine. So
Okay.
yeah.
So then I should be good to go, right?
Um,
Okay.
any other
Mm.
questions, Esther?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Let's see who else got a question. Who had a question? Shweta, you had a question, or somebody had a question? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, let's call it a day. Fatima, you asked me about the BPT. That's about making something as a component, meaning that if you if you see here, there can be an integration between your ALM is nothing but your quality center. So you can execute the code from the quality center in UFT. So for that, you have to convert your code into business process testing. So BP components and all that. So if I have time, I will cover that, or else I will give you the videos of it. You can watch it through the videos. If I don't have time, at least I'll give you the videos, so that way you can watch it. Okay, Shobha, you have a question? I will unmute you. Go ahead. Shobha, go ahead. I can't hear you. So if you want to type your question, you can type your question. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait for like 30 seconds, and if I don't see your question, probably it was some mistake that you raise your hand. And because if you cannot, if your microphone is not working, then you should type your question. Meanwhile, anybody else, any question? You will be receiving the links to Thursday class. If you are a paid member, then you will be receiving it. Today's class was free. Should we install UFT? Shobha, should we install UFT? I think you should install UFT because UFT will work for 1 month, and we will finish up the course in 1 month. So yeah, go ahead, install UFT today because you have to finish that assignment. So yeah, I will give you the link. I will give you the link to I will give you the link if you want. I'll give you the link, or you can download it. Either way is fine. I can give you the link, or you can download it, right? So I'll do that. If you don't have any other questions, let's call it a day, and I will see you folks on Thursday. If you don't receive the link by 2 p.m. afternoon on Thursday, that means that we missed you. You should receive your links around that time. So if you don't, then either call us or email us for your link, because sometimes if you use more than one email address, we have some issue finding it and we might miss you. So if you don't receive your link by 2 p.m. on Thursday, then let us know by either email or by calling us, and then we will send you the link. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. And do the assignment, please. Complete the assignment and submit it to trainingrite@gmail.com. So this is the address, trainingrite@gmail.com. Submit the assignment to this address, and that's it. Thank you so much for being here. You were a fantastic group. On day 1, everything is free. Day 2, link will be given to those who are paid members. That's it. Thank you. I am